Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do a quick PSG versus Liverpool review and talk a bit about the disappointment that was Tuesday night at Anfield. I don't want to go on for too long, but I'll say a few things on the game. So, unfortunately, we're out in the Champions League. In my opinion, this was a bad loss for Liverpool. Number one, it was very frustrating drawing PSG. There's a live reaction to the draw on my channel. You can check that out. And I was disappointed, really annoyed that we were going to get PSG because I've been seeing them a bit this season, and as you know, as my foresight and insight showed, that they were a good team, and it was going to be a tough game, and it was a really tough encounter. And I think on the balance of play, it was actually pretty even. I don't think they deserved to go through more than we did. And unfortunately, when you're winning away from home, when you won your first leg away from home, you take the 1-0 back to Anfield. It's not good enough to really just lose the entire tie. 120 minutes, no goals at Anfield. Something felt off. It really did. Something felt a bit off. And this was really weird because we were so good in the Champions League. You know, we cleanly swept up Real Madrid, cleanly swept up fucking AC Milan, Leipzig, fucking Leverkusen, Bologna, and who else was it? I think it was Lille as well. So this was just really disappointing. We topped the Champions League with the best team in Europe, and we lose from being 1-0 up at Anfield. I think we made it into too much of an occasion. This didn't have to be so much, and I think PSG kind of got on our nerves a bit slightly in the sense with what they did before the game, showing, oh, this is Anfield, blah, blah, blah. I don't think we needed to create so much drama on the game, and there were a few bits off. For example, the bus, going a different route, or some of the players getting off a different route. I mean, why change the rhythm? Why change the kind of the routines of the players? So that was really weird, and I think there was a lack of belief, actually. Maybe something just didn't seem right. PSG really believed they could come, but unfortunately we weren't professional enough. There wasn't enough quality. Like, I think we should have had a couple of penalties, a foul on Szoboszlai. I think we should have converted that Salah chance quite early on. That's a massive sitter. I think Slot got a couple of subs wrong. I don't think Szoboszlai and McAllister should have been taken off. I think we bottled it in the extra time. It was a very England type of performance against a European side in extra time, where we just couldn't put our feet on the ball and kind of begging for penalties, and they're the ones with better chances. It happens a lot with England, and so that was disappointing for us. Again, in the 90, not scoring a single goal, in my opinion, is unacceptable. It really is. Dembele obviously is on a lot of form, but even when they made their subs, they weren't strong. They took off Kvaratskhelia, they took off fucking Barcola, and their subs weren't. I don't think Lee did that well. I don't really rate him, and Doué as well, quite anonymous when he came on. And also they weakened their midfield as well with their subs. So I think this is just a massive loss for us, and I think we could have easily got to the final. I think we could have had Real Madrid. I think we're playing with a lot of momentum this season. A lot of stuff has been going quite smoothly. Nothing too dramatic for us this season. The Premier League we've been pretty much top of the Premier League throughout. We've dealt with what we've had to deal with. We've dealt with our slip-ups. We've rebounded. Rebounced. And this was really disappointing. And it's a shame. It's giving 1920 vibes when you know your team is good enough to compete. You know your team is good enough to win. But we just didn't do that. And it's annoying because who says that we're gonna have a smooth ride next season? Who says that our team is gonna be as clear cut or as as efficient and prolific as we've been this season? Maybe next season might not be, but maybe next season we will. But again, clear route to the final. We would have swept aside Villa, and even getting to the semi-finals of the Champions League is an achievement itself. Okay, if you go out in the semi-finals of the Champions League, it's unfortunate, but still not a bad run. Not a bad run in the Champions League. You're not happy to go out in the semi-finals, but it is what it is. It's very unlucky. Semi-finals of the Champions League, still pretty impressive if you ask me. But I think PSG showed a lot of technical brilliance with their midfield. Vitinha, fucking João Neves, and Fabian Ruiz. So they showed more technical strength than we did. I think this was a bit of a wake-up call, I'd hope, for our midfielders to be a bit more efficient in passing, be a bit more technical, be a bit more have some flair, have some more dynamism. Jones, when he came on, was atrocious. Elliott was pretty anonymous. Gakpo, when he came on, was embarrassing. Maybe he wasn't fit. I know Endo does the job, but obviously he's not technically that strong. But he's Premier League brilliant. He's brilliant for the Premier League. Maybe in Europe, perhaps not so much. But yeah, this was really disappointing. I feel very much for Salah. I think people say he was isolated, but actually he was the only one creating chances because Diaz and Jota, again, they were poor. Trent actually had a good game, but he was fucking injured, which was a piss taken out. He's injured for a while, so that's annoying. I just kind of think it's really annoying. It's a bit of a shame. I think PSG are a great team. It was a great tie, all of this business, but I'm sorry, when you're 1-0 up and you're taking it to Anfield, you've got to at least draw the game or score a goal. So I feel for our players, and I hope we can learn some lessons from this, and I hope that we can maybe just kind of admire PSG a bit because they played really, really good football and they're an exceptional team, and I hope that can maybe the game itself can improve the likes of Curtis Jones because he was so inferior and he needs to kind of step up. And maybe that will help us maybe next season or something like that. But obviously with McAllister, Szoboszlai, we do look a lot stronger. But that being said, it is the final of the Carabao Cup this weekend. So the attention turns to that, and it's a chance to create more positive energy towards the end of the season now. And of course, we've still got the league title. I don't like these headlines, just the league title for Liverpool. We weren't even expected to win anything this season, let's be perfectly honest. I genuinely thought we could win the league because I know this team quite well. I did a prediction where we would win the league, believe it or not. So I think if we win this Premier League, we will fucking rub it in as much as possible. And it's just a shame. But could be worse because of the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. Also, when you're in a position of strength, when you have that advantage, it's a shame to not capitalise. And it also feels annoying because this team are good enough for round 16. We won that kind of group stage league phase. We should have at least got to the semi-finals, if you ask me. And I actually think we could have had Real Madrid this season. I think they're not looking as strong. We beat them 2-0 already. And PSG look more of a team. So if PSG Real Madrid face each other in the semis, then I genuinely think PSG could do them. I'm not joking. I think they could. So yeah, up the fucking Reds. That's fucking it for now. And hopefully we can win the Carabao Cup. I'll just talk about that now. I think this is a crucial game for Liverpool. Actually, it's like that. It's not really a crucial game, I can't lie. But I just think it will be a lovely day out for the fans of Newcastle and Liverpool getting to Wembley. Well done to both teams getting in the final. But I really want to fucking win this so badly. Like, it's not even a joke. I don't give a shit that Newcastle haven't won. We need trophies. We're Liverpool Football Club. I don't give a fuck. I know Newcastle fans, they're gonna do well. I think it'll be a close game. But this is something that we need to just focus on the pitch. We need this trophy. And look, this is a top Newcastle team. They're doing very well. This will be a very competitive final. Joe Linton's back, Tonali, fucking Guimaraes, they're playing well. Fucking Trippier, I think will start. Maybe his form is looking all right. But no Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes, I think he's a tricky player, to be fair. No Anthony Gordon, and that's unlucky. Maybe there's not much off the bench for Newcastle in terms of an attacking perspective, but they have got Callum Wilson now to come in for Alexander Isak. No Lewis Hall as well, so you expect the likes of Salah. But our attackers need to step up completely. Diaz, whoever, Jota, I need them to step up. But I do think they will. Look, Jota's class. I think he's struggled with injuries, maybe a bit of confidence problems, but Jota should be experienced enough to know how to embed himself in this Liverpool side, how to work well with Salah and Diaz, and how to work well with our midfield. And I think Jota, if he continues to start, I think he could have a good end to the season. And if he keeps fit, then hopefully he can come into next season just continuing some fine form. So there's still loads to be excited about. The league title is pretty much wrapped up. So hopefully we don't fucking bottle that. And we got to win this final. I want these trophies. We need the trophies for the legacies of our top players. 3 Carabao Cups for Van Dijk, fucking Trent, Salah, Alisson, Robbo, Konate as well. That would be very, 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 very good. It'd be very, very good. And so it's very important for this. And this will be, Arne Slot's first trophy if it manages. But obviously Newcastle will come with a lot of hunger. It's not often they get to the final. I expect one of the best performances from Newcastle, at least in terms of effort and fitness and desire. Obviously that will be there. It is only the Carabao Cup, let's be honest. So, it's not like they're playing in a Champions League final. So you have to question how much they really will give a shit about this, because it still is only the Carabao Cup, I can't lie. And like you think for Newcastle or some teams that are like, you know, the weight of the trophies are different. But I don't know, for us, it just feels like the Carabao Cup's kind of big because we've won it the most amount of times, and we also love trophies as well. So, you know, it's like you could get the psychological thing when Newcastle, if they, you know, they're playing probably the inevitable winners of the Premier League, there could be some psychological blockage there, because if they're not winning the Carabao Cup I don't know, it's hard to explain. If they're not winning the Carabao Cup, then what kind of side are they? Do you know what I mean? So, like, you would argue that it's embarrassing for them to celebrate this so much, whereas the pressure isn't actually on Liverpool. I think it's more on Newcastle, because, you know, they need to be a team that wins trophies. So otherwise, Eddie Howe's job is on the line. So you're kind of questioning, you know, whether Newcastle will live up to expectations as well in terms of with their spending and X, Y, Z, because they are a good team and they haven't won a trophy in a long time. But then also, it's a bit weird that the Carabao Cup is kind of going to be celebrated like mental, maybe, amongst the Geordies, because they're also a bigger club. They're also a bigger club than, you know, than just celebrating Carabao Cup, let's be honest. So let's it'll be an interesting affair. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool win. I'm also very happy for Luis Enrique. I think he's a top class manager. I think he deserves you know, a good amount of plaudits, 100%. And also the PSG ultras, yeah, no, really good fans, top ultras. I would have loved to scrap them all if I was there, you know, but unfortunately I actually sacrificed the ticket because I had work commitments to do. So yeah, so professional work for me, professional, very important business to do. But yeah, so I would have loved to have gone. I had a ticket. I would have loved scrapping with the PSG ultras, fucking giving it to them large, mate. Fucking give it to them, the fucking PSG cunts. Yeah, no, it's alright. Anyway, up the fucking Reds. We're going to win the fucking league. And yeah, we're the best team in the world.